I don't know, look, I just skipped a Squid Game, right? Hey everybody, what's up? This is Retrokid Reviews with the new lighting and new setup, and hopefully I can do this correctly. New sit to my potential, was gonna be the upcoming review for my figure forms, Marvel Legends, Cap, and Sam. That'll probably be out this weekend, or hopefully after this video, or before this video as of this recording. Let's get to the obvious why I'm here hunkering down, not getting picked up for a game. Squid Games. So yeah, I sat through Season 2 over the holidays, and I just finished binging the last, I think, 3 episodes as of tonight of this recording. I'm filming this on a Wednesday going into a Thursday, so that's why I'm kind of shuffling around the schedule, essentially. I didn't really talk too much about the original season, other than, I believe, my roundup, for when season 1 wrapped, going into 2022. So, go there in the cards if I found that. So, my overall thoughts, of season 1 before we get into season 2 is insane. The games are very unique, obviously because it's a Korean show. Long story short there. For a lot of the key actors that I loved, I think a model that I'm following, I'll leave her socials down low. I think you know her better than me. I think she got the most viral for me as, like, up-and-comer, but who knows? There. Sorry, it's really late at night here, filming this right after finishing season 2. So for Lee Jong Jae, last seen here when I was discussing when he was Soul in Star Wars: The Acolyte last year. Go to my early reviews for that. He looked at home, being this, like, down on his luck guy, horse gambling and stuff like that, and then winning it all was very traumatic. A lot of, like, horror, a lot of, like, competition through most of the games. And another thing I have been putting off this review is mainly because how extremely viral Squid Game has become in the last 3.5 years since season 1 dropped back in 2021. So essentially, the name of the game is that a bunch of not test pits, but like a lot of down like people in debt all throughout South Korea go into this game and essentially get what is essentially, I think they converted it into about 607 something in U.S. Millions, I think in multiple billions in Korean economy. My apologies, I don't know the metrics for this off the top of my head. Show wiki for just season 1 will be down below. IMDb is obviously season 2 down below as well. Because after that is leading into season 2. My overall thoughts before we get to it is essentially a groundbreaking show. It absolutely was. It put Korean television more on the map than I think they ever would. Normally for K-dramas they've had in the past on the platform as far as Netflix goes. Other than action thrillers and movies I've probably seen over the years. I think the only one I probably would have done a traditional either toku / maybe a movie review as Retrokid Reviews, I think was Bloodhounds. I think a mini series with that kind of like action thriller setup. Card of the trailer if I can find that in my rotation, as far as my Netflix history has been the last couple of years. So, yeah. Aside from that, another guy I want to talk about is the frontman, otherwise known as Lee Bong Bae-hom, if I got his name right. I think the last time I saw him here on this channel is a bit of an anniversary as far as previous reviews go. Was 10 years ago. I don't know of the day, but when I did my Terminator Genesis review, I think it was their T-1000 for that movie. That's how long in the tooth he has been in both sides of the world, internationally speaking. So to see him come home to not only his home country in Korea, but become an amazing villain for not only last season, but this season as well, leading into what will be their 3rd and final season. I think that was most of the marketing coming into this, going to this new season. I'm very excited because I get to finally talk about all the spoilers of season 2. So if I'm chaptering or I'm doing time codes, if you haven't seen the show yet, please go ahead and watch. There is a bit of ness with the ending, but kind of earned if you sit through it in Korean. I made the mistake last time when I was watching season 1, was watching the dub. No shade to any dub actors that had to do that. It sounded like a rush job because the show was this viral, so it made sense for translations and stuff like that. Don't know if this is the same situation for the hype for this season and going into the final season later this year. Who really knows? So, with that out of the way, I'm just gonna do a big wash of a lot of the good that came out of it. I forgot the YouTuber that broke it down to, like, what's good, what's bad. So I'll leave that video up there. I think it's Alex Myers, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Lee Song-jae is absolutely great coming back as Sean Jong-hoon for the season. The first 3 episodes was absolutely a big upgrade for him from like being like driven to just basically take down this organization any way he could. He blew all his winnings basically to basically soldier up for the next 3.5 years in real time, I think, in between the shows, essentially, sorry, the seasons as far as this character goes. And the minute he willingly chooses to get kidnapped and go back into the games, he had a plan was to basically have a tracking tooth tracker inside of him, and turns out they all saw that coming as far as this organization goes. I won't go into too details for any of the new characters. There's two I want to highlight. The trans character that everyone's probably talked about. She absolutely is an amazing actor. I don't know if this person is an actual trans actress in real life. So again, as always, IMDb down below for season 2. And the most viral dude who was the most psycho, you would think would be the wish lady, fortune teller lady that's been like high up trying to have like an anime stance, be like, oh, I see all your futures and stuff. Like she's just gripped in like it's no business after like the first couple of games. No, it's Thanos. Like, yeah, some have pretty much probably said in the dubs reviews when they were doing the English dubs is that he is the most annoying and the most cringe, but it is kind of funny to see it in Korean. Maybe it's because of the translations, or maybe I'm seeing the actor give a better performance than the dub actor was doing. Again, my dearest apologies with the translations as usual, but I don't know. The round around game and I think the relay were the first 2 original games. Again, it's another layer into the whole thing of like, oh, Gino's coming back. Oh, he's a previous winner. Oh, he knows his red light, green light. Okay, we're gonna give him 2 different games, and we're just gonna circle around on him until we like figure out what to do with him next. And that's not all. Frontman is actually coming into the game as 001. For those who remember the original season, that's where the old man was and was actually one of the original owners and one of the original founders of the game. So essentially, I think from in between the seasons, there's not a lot of lore. They'll probably talk about it more in the final season, that he probably made more money and probably got something of his estate or something like that. That's what I'm thinking in the plot too. Now, also, there was a cop character that was his brother that was looking for him in season 2. Yeah, he's still looking, but now Subnautical, he's got boats. He's found Black Op guys that Jingon paid basically through the gambling guys. He was trying to get away from debt before he got stuck into the game last time, to basically try to like converge and like find the island essentially. The main reason why it took 6 episodes going into the final half, why it took them forever to circle, why they're circling around and stuff like that, is knowing last minute that the captain is in on it. He is absolutely in on it. I think last time you see him, he's in, I think, rigging drones and then taking guys out just to make sure they keep them guessing, make sure they keep the game going as long as they can. Speaking of that final episode, I just came off of watching that. I don't want to say that is the most intense. I think the show's been since the beginning of the season, so there is a bit of a bookend problem. You got 2 good episodes there and a lot of like, well, Squid Game in the middle, and I see people who are looking for the games. You only got 3 new ones total, essentially, and it is kind of disappointing there. But at the same time, it is going to be a different animal of a season when you really get down to it when it comes to the games and stuff like that. Again, I am blanking on most of the cast. I highly recommend the mother and son team. I saw a lot of myself with those characters. I don't know if that old lady is a Korean acting icon. So again, as always, IMG down below. Yeah, there's a lot of big characters. Like I said, the Thanos of it all, he is absolutely a character. He is meant for laughs and purposely a psycho and a crypto bro. So kind of not losing sleep there too. But then again, that's where we get back to the whole story of Squid Game of the last couple of years is, okay, here's this great season, this great series discussing about capitalism, metaphors, and how money basically corrupts and turns you into a different person. And then you match cut it like years later to pretty much everyone on this platform you guys are watching right now, making knockoff games and see if they could go full Mr. Beast with it. It's not, the idea hasn't lost on me essentially. Hell, even I think Honest Trailers talked about it as well. They got the point across there before you can get into the plot itself of this new season. So my overall thoughts, and 3 years of baggage waiting for this aside, it's still a good season. It's not disappointing if you can be with her for the hook. On the cliffhanger coming in. Sorry, again, it's really late at night as of this recording, so my bad in advance. So, obviously, for the first season, I don't know if I did a traditional review. I'll say high 9s, mainly because of how long impacting and how much of a big impact it probably gave the country and gave programming in that country more, I guess, exposure than they ever did normally. If it was a normal network series back in their home country versus coming here to Netflix. Post their success, I would have to unfortunately say 7.5 out of 10. I'm only giving it the 0.5 because I really want to see how that cliffhanger hook concludes, because they tried to do a rebellion before going to the final season. It was really cool seeing this new version of Gene Hong coming back into it. It's like, okay, cool. They're going to do the tribalism stuff like they did last time I was here. Cool. We're going to jump on them. And that was awesome. And I hope they stick the landing there to at least give a better narrative hook going into the final season. So, with me being, I think, being the most inside baseball for a foreign show I think I've been since last time, earlier last week with Kamer and Sentai. Yeah, go to my previous there over there. And in the end cards as well. Totally not getting ready for nab aside over here to the previous video, which was my Toku roundup, or potentially my Marvel Legends Sam and Cap review. Either one of those videos are already out as of this recording. So, shirt here, speaking of Toku content, to sub the channel to see more Toku content and see more stuff that I do. More importantly, I'm going to try my best to get the new, I believe, Dark Zone Pro X Blaster that Wacom and everybody else just finally got in their side of the states. I'm going to check my stores, I think mostly Target, probably later this week. It'll probably be weekend content, if anything, if this comes out on time, or next week content. So, and finally, other hand over here, like I said, to that previous video of whatever you are about to see next. So with that all being said, notification bell down below, subscribe. Thank you very so much for watching, and I am Retrokid, saying, yeah, I'm not going to go to a Squid game, right? Right?